Okay, these 5 creatures. For those people who say there's no God, listen to old Francis. These 5 creatures, God's beautiful creatures. These are my 5 creatures that I've picked over the years and find such beauty in them. Okay, ants. So if you see brother ant walking my German Shepherd dogs in the morning, I try and walk either side because I can't make a new ant. So ants, if you've been in the bush in Africa, they have these anthills, okay, and it's a whole society. There are all sorts of extraordinary behaviors that go on in the brains of these little creatures, ancient creatures, which are so tiny that you can't really even barely see the ant sometimes. Oh, we should stop doing that. I need a bath, okay, I'm a bit... It's not a very polite gesture. Bees. I used to keep bees. Bees are beautiful. They do this dance, okay, so if they find food over there, and they come and they do this figure of 8 dance, and they show the other bees around the hive, and then boof, off they go. And you've got to move bees at least 3 miles, because they flying depending on the species and so on, you know, but 1.5 miles, so they'll know the whole area for 1.5 miles. So if you only move them, right, so if you don't move them 3 miles, they'll overlap of the previous 1.5 miles, and they say, and they won't go back to their 2.5 mile away place, they'll go back to their original place, right? So you've got to move bees at least 3 miles. There was a monk called Brother Adam down in Devonshire at the monastery there. I can't think of its name now, but it's very well known. And his bees, the queen will fly up swarming to form a new hive, a new swarm, right? And only the strongest males will get there, so it makes, and then it becomes a pure race of bees, because there were no other bees anywhere around, so they didn't intermingle. And this Brother Adam is very well known in the beekeeping world. I've done stuff, okay, so so far we've got ants, bees, butterflies, because they're just so beautiful fluttering by, and they've lived for millions of years. How do they survive? Hey, clever little fellows, aren't they? But they're just beautiful. I'm forgetting one, which will come to me. It's definitely not slugs. Okay, and wet seagulls. If you watch a seagull, a herring gull, he's a big brute, and if you're eating chips, and he's a big bird. But they're up here, I don't know how they're getting here and why they're in the middle of England, but anyway. And they just sit on the wind like this, okay, and their wings are anhedral. The other thing I did is I got a pilot's license through the Royal Air Force. So anhedral means that the wings, it's like a stupor, it dives faster. Okay, and then when they get tired, they just go plop in the water and have a little sleep. And they're just cruising, and they say, I'll go over there. Ooh. What's the other creature I'm forgetting? Ants, bees, butterflies. There's another one. Ooh, it's going to annoy me. So, if you've ever questioned if there is a God in this world, well, just look at this beauty in those creatures. And then you could say, look at a child's eyes. Ask any parent if their child is in trouble, if they don't pray. The time to pray is when you're strong. That's the time to turn to God, not when He draws you to Himself through suffering. That 5th creature is going to annoy me. It's another ants, bees, butterflies, wet seagulls. I always do that on the summer, and I'm forgetting this one. I don't know why. I like the Teletubbies. You see that little child in the sunflower in the morning just laughing. Ah. They can be ugly as sin, a baby, but they're beautiful to their parents. Don't ever tell a parent that the child is ugly. My mother was a maternity sister. Little black babies are beautiful. I've worked with them in the townships in South Africa.